5v5 fight week, finally here. You and Frank have just been doing a load of interviews next door. I know, look, it's here now and you've got a little bit used to it. You two are very pally now. But does this still feel a little bit surreal?
Yeah, not been as excited about a night of boxing like this. I'm not sure since I started my career in boxing, honestly, because the concept is different. The rivalry, of course, everybody knows about. No one thought we'd ever be here, but it's how excited I am for the fights individually, the opportunities for those guys, the ramifications for the winners and the losers, and of course, sitting next to Frank, up on my feet, heart beating through my chest. I mean, Saturday in Leeds, like I haven't felt like that for a long time. For 12 rounds on my feet, heart beating out of my chest, just, dying for a Jack Catterall victory. We got 5 of them on Saturday. And if I go over on Saturday night, I mean, firstly it's going to go viral, but if the good Lord took me then, fair play. Because you go out doing what you love, and I love this. I love nights like this. I can't even put it into words how excited I am. And I know that our boys are going to give it everything on Saturday night. And you're just going to get one of the great nights of boxing in a new team concept with a points leaderboard going throughout the night. And I just know it's going to come down to Deontay Wilder. And I just know he's going to knock out Zhilei Zhang for the 4 points to win the whole thing. And I just know I'm going to leapfrog over the ring and we're all going to embrace. The team's going to get in the ring. And it's just going to be just a special night.
Listening to what you've been saying, look, we know you took over from your dad, so to speak. Matchroom is you, and it's a big part of you. It's the family ethos that you try and instill to all your staff as well. For that reason, does it feel a little bit more personal, the attachment?
Yeah, I think, Matchroom is my life, really. I mean, I grew up, even when I was a kid, I grew up with my dad basically just giving his whole soul and life to the company that he built. I followed suit. It was, part of my obligation in life, really. And we're unbelievably passionate about it. It's a family business, as is Queensberry. And the dynamics between the two families actually, the more we spend time together, are actually quite similar. Both come from working class backgrounds. Frank and my dad both started in a similar kind of trade, fruit machines, clubs, like this kind of stuff. Then both get into boxing. George is running the company, really. I'm running the company. Both, real family people. And you can see, like, when Frank talks about his grandkids, I look at him, I think, you're actually quite similar to my dad in many ways. But it's the passion that we have for the business, and it's the competitive nature that's within us. We're not fighters in the ring, but we're fighters in the business. And we hate to lose. We never give up. We're all resilient. And I've come through, And then when you look back at me and Frank, when Frank went into boxing, he was, I think, in his late 20s. No one wanted him in. He had to really overturn the system to get in. When I went into boxing, I was in my late 20s. No one wanted me in. I had to overturn the system to get in. And I think he sees a little bit of that as well. I think that it's a similar path. But one thing we do share, unequivocally, is a passion for boxing. A love for our fighters, and a love for what we do, and a love for that moment when the bell goes.
You picked your captain. I mean, that's another thing. Never in a million years thought we'd see Eddie Hearn and the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder working together after everything that's gone on in the last few years. He said, look, I spoke to him yesterday, the nice, composed, relaxed version of Wilder is no good in a boxing ring. The fans don't want to see him. They need to see the bronze bomber, who he tells us is well and truly back. You're going to be in his ear this week, some sort of captain's pep talk to get him going?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to be in everyone's ear. Not just our team, but the opposition. Genuinely.
What are you going to be saying to them?
I'm going to try and put doubt in their mind. I'm going to try and get them to lose their rag. I'm going to get them to fight off emotion. We've got to win, mate. I'm not here to muck around. And if I can influence, if I can get an edge for any of our boys at the press conference, at the weigh-in, whatever it may be, I'm taking it. I respect them all. It's nothing personal. We've just got to win. And I will be talking to all our guys this week to make sure they know how good they are. They know how important this moment is. They know what a life-changing moment this could be for them. Fighting for careers, fighting to challenge for world titles, fighting to change their life, fighting to defend their belt with honour. It's got everything. And they need to know how serious this is. And those conversations on Fight Week can make a difference on it either way. And let the mind games commence.
Speaking to Filip Hrgović, he's made his intentions very clear, get past Daniel Dubois, and then in his words, smash Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like that bit, but you know. Look, it's very likely that the winner of Hrgović-Dubois could challenge Anthony Joshua at Wembley, maybe even for the world heavyweight title. So look at that fight for both guys. You know, Dubois has done incredibly well to come back. He's still only, 25, 26? And Hrgović, for a long time, has been considered an elite heavyweight, but he's got to show it. And the winner of that fight is very likely to face Anthony Joshua at Wembley Stadium. I mean, what bigger carrot do you need?
And AJ's coming as well.
AJ will be here. I mean, you know, AJ was invited out to Fury Usyk. You know he don't like to come to those things because it's just not him. He loved it. And when he saw this event and he saw the lineup and he saw the concept, he says, I'm coming to that off his own back. And that shows you that, you know, how intriguing this event is.
I feel bad having to ask you this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. If the unthinkable happens, where do you go?
Well, if we get beat, it's life. It's like I go home, I have the raving hump on the flight home. The next day, I have to listen to interviews from him. Well, we've been around long, you know, We're definitely the elite promotional company, and we just proved we're the best. I mean, it's actually making me feel sick, just even mentioning it. But it's sport. We shake the hand, we make the rematch, and we go again. But to think of sitting on that plane on the way home with Frank Warren and the Queensberry team and Andy Ayling and people like that ribbing us. I mean, I'd have to change my flight. I mean, I don't know. But no.
Will you be nice and humble then on the way back? If you win?
Of course. You'd be nice and humble, but deep down, it will be.
I don't believe that for a second.
Well, what can you do in defeat?
No, if you win, I mean.
Oh, if I win? No, don't be ridiculous. Humble.
I thought you'd misheard me there.
Humble in defeat. Humble in victory. Not a chance. Oh, mate, this is bragging rights beyond. And by the way, if they win, I'd expect the same. But, you know, let's get this job done.
You mentioned about Jack Catterall at the start there. A night, I think we can say it wasn't without drama, but perhaps not the controversy that the first fight had around it. What do you make of what we saw?
It's a tremendous fight. I mean, we said in the build-up, look, it was said, wasn't it? The first fight wasn't a thriller. The second fight was. It was brilliant. Both guys. Taylor looked like he was out of the fight. Come back, started winning rounds. Jack came back in the final rounds. Very close fight. I had Jack winning it by 2 rounds. 2 points.
The cards were wide.
They were, but some people saw it. You know, I mean, respectable people. Was it George Groves? Scored it 117, 111. For me, I didn't see that type of fight. But I did think, I mean, most people thought Jack won. So the right man won this time. But what they treated us to was a brilliant spectacle. And they both deserve a huge amount of credit.
What did you make of Bob Arum? I must say, I thought he was coming for me at first when he got in the ring.
That was great for boxing. What are we worried about? 93-year-old man gets in the ring, goes on an epic rant. I mean, he don't care that it was cringe or embarrassing. Or do you think he cares? He's 93. He don't care about me, you, anything, or anyone. Really? He's a passionate man. He deserves his respect. He's been around a long time. But he's seen more lopsided decisions than I've had days on earth. So you can't throw... But where was Bob Arum when Jack Catterall got robbed in Scotland? You know what he said? Oh, Josh Taylor wins that fight. I mean, this is, you know, famously a man who said, yesterday I was lying, today I'm telling the truth. But Bob's Bob. He's, you know, he's a legend, and I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was hilarious.
It was good. It was good. You've had a bit of time to think about Jack's options now. He's made it clear he fancies Teofimo Lopez. Easy or difficult to make?
You know, maybe with everything that's happening out here with the cross-promotional fights, easy. You know, Sam Jones has been on only 462 times since Saturday, and, you know, telling me he'll go up to welterweight, 154. But the key for Jack is activity. You know, he has been a little bit inactive. Obviously, that fight took place in May. His fight before that was October, I believe, against Linares, while we've been trying to sort this fight. So, end of August, we're already looking at, you know. we have reached out to Josh Taylor's team. Just, I don't rule out that trilogy. I think it's an unbelievable fight, much bigger fight this time around. But Jack also wants to fight for the world title, so that's if we can get that, that will likely be next.
What's been the conversations with Katie Taylor? Obviously, we've had some news around Mike Tyson this week, but how is she feeling in general, in your opinion, about being involved in Netflix and being involved in a show like this?
Katie Taylor couldn't care less. All she cares about is the fight that she's in, her legacy, her world championships, and being in the biggest fights possible. I don't, I've never had a conversation with her about Jake Paul against Mike Tyson. I don't even think it registers. She's going to go in there, do the job, defend her undisputed championships, and move on to another mega fight. That's it. It's all business, and listen, regardless of what you think about the main event, it's a massive stage. 70, 80,000 people in there. A lot of people are going to be tuned into the fight. And regardless of the circus, you're going to see the purest form of boxing in that fight. So she will go in there, as she always does, 100% prepared, 100% professional, and get the job done.
What do you think of what you read about Mike seemingly being taken a bit ill as well this week?
Sad times, no comment.
We'll leave it at that then. A bit of news as well on Terence Crawford. When you look at how that division is unfolding as well, downgraded to champion in recess. Mario Barrios is the interim champion. How could that influence your fighters?
I mean, really, when I look at the welterweight division, Crawford's done there. So forget recess, he's out. Maris Barrios is the champion. Stanionis is the champion. All these guys coming through, taking interim titles and getting upgraded. So they're the target for Jaron Ennis. Take care of Cody Crawley on July 13, and then move on, hopefully in a unification fight.
Soccer Aid, excited for that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I really only went into Soccer Aid for my daughter, who is a mad footballer and a very talented footballer, because I thought she would be ecstatic. And when I went home and I said to her, Soccer Aid? She said, yeah. I said, I'm playing for England. And she said, you can't play football. And I said, no, it's charity, innit? She went, please don't, it's embarrassing. But by then I'd already accepted. And then I heard my dad's interview saying that I'm absolutely useless and I turn like an oil tanker. But in my mind, I'm going to score a bicycle kick volley past Tony Bellew to win it for England at Stamford Bridge. In reality, I'm probably going to play the last 5 minutes and tear my hamstring. But either way, it'll be great to watch.
How would that feeling of scoring a bicycle kick against Tony Bellew compare to winning the 5v5?
Both unbelievable moments. One is a lot more realistic than the other, so I have to go for the 5v5.
Just finally, Eddie, for everyone involved, in a couple of sentences, where does this sit for you and what does this mean to Matchroom Boxing?
I got asked to explain what this event was all about this morning on a radio show to two people who didn't really understand boxing. And when you actually tell the story of the 40 years of rivalries between the companies and the families, and never speaking in 15 years, and then all of a sudden coming together on one night, your best five versus our best five, a point system that's never been seen in boxing before, 5 world-class fights where anyone can win. This is one of the biggest things I've ever done, and I think it's just the start. And on Saturday night, you're going to get the start of a new concept and a rivalry settled that you would never imagine.
And I've been asked by all the members of staff on the Matchroom team and those in the UK what the reward is if we win.
Why has there always got to be a reward?
I'm just the voice of the people.
What's
voice
wrong?
of reason.
Why can't it just be victory?
I don't know. Don't know. But I'm just the voice of the people.
It's you, isn't it?
It wasn't my idea. It wasn't my idea to ask that.
You have become unbearable.
This isn't how I wanted it to
go. It used to be such a nice boy.
Oh, I am.
I'm Jamie, I work in the media. Now you're presenting. You got that lucky gig when Addy weren't well, you presented Next Gen. Now it's like everything's a contractual negotiation with you. Well, what do we get if we win? Where's the heart and passion for it? What's the matter with you?
There's plenty of that. I'll be ripping you up on the stage today. But I'm just saying, the team are asking me. So I'll tell them no comment.
We'll always, as you know, we always reward well at Matchroom.
Cool. I'll let them know. Cheers, Ed.